Hello, welcome to MHWilds again. Could be a slightly different video this time. Just wasn't something I was originally planning on doing, but given a few videos I've seen and some other things like the Steam review bombing of the game, I thought, do you know what? I'm gonna put me 2p into it for anybody interested. Now I know there is a lot of complaints about this game, and yeah, rightly so, especially on PC. I mean, the optimization is absolutely terrible. It is. I can't lie about that one. But as an avid PC gamer for the last 20 or so years. Going all the way back to the days of Battlefield 2 and X-Fire, and way before the Discord for the calls, the old TeamSpeak and whatnot. I thought, do you know what it is? I'll get me 2p in, right? The game optimization, yes, it's horrible, but I can't think of a PC game that's been released recently in the last few years so that hasn't had optimization problems on PC. I mean, I'm an avid Final Fantasy player. There isn't a single Final Fantasy game released on PC that never had issues because of the direct port. It's something we've got used to. Normally we go to modders. Modders normally have something that fixes the problem. In this case, it's just frame generation with your graphics cards. I mean, I run on, I've got a 9070 XT, and I mean, I have absolutely no problems apart from one issue in the plains where you occasionally fight raid down aswell up the top. Pulling those rocks down causes me the only frame drop and the only jittering and the little bit of lag that I actually get in the game is caused up there by them rocks. I'm not going to defend the poor optimization. It's something that should really be fixed. If not on launch, then after launch. You know, we shouldn't be this far in still with poor optimization. But it's something I'd imagine Capcom will fix in a title update at some point, or I'm hoping title update 2 at the end of June here is going to resolve the issue of that. It would be nice to, but I've had a quick flick through the mostly negative Steam reviews that's been posted the last month. It's like something like 75% of the Steam reviews have been negative. I'm going to touch on a couple of the subjects. Obviously, I'm not going to be bringing the reviews up. I'm just going to be hunting random monsters and probably bowling, to be honest with you. While talking about it. But yeah, game optimization, it should get fixed, right? Yes, it's a big deal, but as long as you can run the game smoothly, I don't think it's too much of an issue. Not the greatest, I say, not defending them, it's not the greatest, it's definitely something that should be fixed, but it is probably the biggest gripe I personally have with the game. But even then, like I say, I've got absolutely no issues apart from one. My only real issue is, I mean, I'll be honest, it's the Artian weapons. And like, yes, I am using an Artian charge blade right now, and I will touch back on the Artian weapons after this hunt. We'll go look through the weapons and the armor. I've seen a lot of videos in the last couple of months, people complaining that there's no true end game and where's the challenge. But a lot of players have obviously come from World, and specifically World and Iceborne, where obviously Master Rank or G Rank, you know, the true end game You got your Lachions, your Safi Jeevas, your Fatalises. Like, yeah, the game is going to be incredibly easy compared to that, but let's not forget that, I mean, World wasn't a hard game on release. It wasn't as cutscene heavy, but it was by no means was low rank and high rank difficult. The difficulty didn't really spike until we got master rank. And I think a lot of people do seem to forget that they're coming straight from World or from Rise. Yeah. Personally, never played Rise. I didn't really like the gameplay mechanics from Rise. Just like I much prefer the wound mechanic from this game than I do the clutch claw from World. I absolutely hated the clutch claw. I'm glad that's gone, and I'm hoping it never raises its ugly head ever again, to be honest with you. But to touch back on the Ardian weapons, I don't like the fact that the end game we've got at the minute is just Ardian weapons, and it is just rolling them for and hoping that you're going to get what you want out of that roll. The fact that I can be out here making multiple say dual blade builds. I might want a dual blade build of every element. Am I gonna go out there and fight Rathaloses and Gremitrices and see which one I prefer for a fire elemental dual blade, or Mizazuni and Uthduna for a water element? No, I'm just gonna craft an Artian and hope that I get the rolls, because there's absolutely no downside to that whatsoever. I just don't like the fact that the Ardian weapons are the true, as it stands at the minute, they are the high rank, the end of high rank, top tier weapons. It makes the monsters' weapons almost useless. We're hunting monsters for parts, and I mean, let's be real, it's the parts we're hunting them for. It's for fashion hunter. Let's be honest. There's very. I mean, I've got what I think I've got 3 sets at the moment, armor wise, and 2 of them use the same parts. I mean, Zoshia, Guardian Arcbelt braces, and I've got one of them that obviously is the Arch-Tempered Raid Dow for latent power. But I mean, if it's anything like World Nightspawn, once we get that monster, that Arch-Tempered monster, if it ends up being an Arch-Tempered monster that brings us, that gives us anything for Agitator, then instantly that becomes the meta. That's all anyone's going to use. We all know how good Agitator is in comparison to other skills, and it's universal. It's not just a certain weapon is not just going to take advantage of it. You know, it isn't like, oh well, I'm going to play lands, I want to be in front of the monster, I can make latent powers uptime higher, or I say no, you're just going to go Agitator. That's all it's ever going to be. Like in World, everyone's endgame build in World finished as Fatalis armor, Fatalis weapon with Agitator. And before that, Raging Bracky with Agitator secret to extend Agitator with again a Raging Bracky weapon. There was never anything unique about any builds. This is very much the same. I think it's just because it's happened a lot quicker in this one. I do think the story is a lot quicker. It's a lot more casual in this, which a lot of people don't like. And personally, I have no problem with the story being shorter, being a lot more casual. I think it's better. You know, people out there, they work, or like myself, you know, people have kids, they have partners, they have other responsibilities, they have other commitments. They can't just sit there and they don't just want to sit there and go and hunt the same monster 6-7 times for the drops, for this and that, when or spend, sorry, hunting the same monster, or they don't want to spend hours having to do the story and getting stuck on a certain part and going back out and being like, oh well, I'll hunt this monster because it's the next upgrade in my armor and it's the next upgrade in this and that. If I can do 90% of the story in one armor. So I think when I played this, I think I changed armors once in high rank. I think it was. Now that we're at gem, I think low rank I went through a few armors, and then eventually I went Guardian Archveld. Made the Guardian Archveld for low rank, and I don't think I changed armor in low rank until, where is it? Where is it? I think I knocked up the Doshiguma for Agitator, obviously. And after that, I mean, I've got Guardian Enemy, I've built that recently. I think my next set after that was Blango. I built Blango, and then after I kept Blango until I got to Zoshea. As you can see, the resets here, I've just finished the core. Obviously, I've got the Archveld, not long finished that. The Guardian Archveld, I haven't finished building that yet. The only true endgame armor I've fully built, right, is Zoshea's. Obviously, the radar, gamma radar. And yeah, I guess, right, people want longer fights, they want harder fights, they want monster hunter, not monster fighter. But for people who obviously are busy, they go to work, they come home, they spend time with the wife, the husband, the kids, they've got hobbies, they're going out. Something that you can sit on and not have to worry about grinding as heavily anymore isn't a bad thing. Obviously, the old Monster Hunter players, obviously they don't like it, but I can't call it change for the better, but I can't say it's changed. I can't say that's changed for the worse neither. It's like Final Fantasy players. Obviously, I'm an avid Final Fantasy player, right? We all twisted when they got rid of the turn-based. But the newer players don't enjoy the turn-based. There's a newer generation of games coming up, and they don't want to have to sit there grinding away like we did. It's not the same as it used to be. I don't want to have to sit there anymore, grinding one monster for hours trying to get certain drops, or just for the sake of passing a roadblock in the story. Right? That does not sound entertaining to me. I would rather spend that time with my partner and with my kids than I would. God, that was a terrible bowler, but who cares? I've got other places to put that time. Like, say, yes, the Artium weapons I don't like, right? I hate the Artium weapons. Once we get layered weapons, it probably won't be as bad. I mean, layered weapons, it brings not a new dynamic, but it does change things up slightly. So not everyone's going to be running around with the weapons up on the same. But to say that the system, is bad, I don't think I'd go that far. Yeah, the Artium weapons are irritating, right? I absolutely detest the grind for the Artium weapons, right? When there's so many good looking weapons here. But I'm never going to use them over an Artium weapon. Now, yes, I appreciate the fact that some weapons now come with skills. 100%. Rathalos tree having 3 crit boost. It's absolutely fantastic. Rathian tree, crit status and poison duration up. Gypsaros, punishing draws, a bit wank. Obviously, offensive guard and guard building the weapons. So yes, whereas you're not getting the gem slots that the Artium weapons have, the ability to still make these weapons usable because of the already built-in decorations is something that I think is really good, depending on what you want to do. I mean, Archveld having level 3 guard, that wipes out one of my deco slots straight away. I've got level 3 guard, I want an offensive guard, artillery. The problem is the good skills are all locked behind level 3 gems. There's no weapon that has multiple level 3s, apart from Guardian Archveld, but then you take the 10% affinity hit. with level 2 guard, like, yeah, sure, I could run that. I'd take the minus 10% affinity, take the strength, dragon element, like, and offset the affinity other skills. I mean, Hirobami is probably the Hirobami weapon. Rapid Morph, not as useful. Power Prolonger is decent, but it's linked to water and there's no white sharpness. Like, I think the skills on weapons, especially weapons only being able to have offensive skills set, isn't a bad thing. I just don't think it's the best thing. So the armor, where am I at this one here? I said the declaration set for the arms. If anyone was ever wondering what declarations I will run, this is my set with Exploiter Charm. So obviously I don't get any declarations with this weapon, but if I were to change it to say, I don't know, what would be a fun weapon? What would be a fun example here? Let's have a wee look, eh? Let's have a wee look. I want something that's useful. Join is right, we'll do the Ebony Odi, right? Ebony Odi Garen's Blade comes with offensive guard level 3, a level 3 Deco slot, a level 2 and a level 1, right? Now, out of that, my level 3 is going to be artillery. For the extra damage, just for the extra damage that artillery gives us. Which obviously, you know, it's not to be sniffed at. Load shells, another one that's required for charge blade, just to make the charging of the shield and the sword so much easier. Handicraft, whereas it is useful, it's not necessary. And guard is good, but obviously offensive guard is better, which is why the guard jewel is there, is because obviously it's linked to offensive guard jewel. Now, if that was a level 2 slot though, let's have a look. What level 2 slots jewels could we get? Could we put in? We've got attack, offensive guard, crit eye, crit boost, crit draw. There's some decent ones in here, but like, am I ever realistically going to swap a level 2 level 3 slots for a level 2 and a level 1? Considering the level 1 deck was, let's be real, right? Nobody's ever using half of these level 1 deck was here. On armor, yes, fair enough, right? The armor skills are very useful, even at level 1, with Divine Blessing still being a level 1 jewel. It's slots in nice and easily. 3 pieces right there on my Guardian Archvel braces, bam, Divine Blessing is done for, got a shockproof in there. I'm sorted, I'm not interrupting anybody's attacks as I'm swinging my weapon. But once you hit a point in high rank, these weapon trees become obsolete, right? I'm making these weapons because I like having them. If I want to mess about with them, obviously layered weapons coming, I can put some over the top. I put Mrs. Zunia's weapon over the top of mine, or Zoshia's, Gypsaros, Gorman Garlis does look nice. I have that ability, that option. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, I didn't just stick to one weapon all the way through. Like, I played World, I played Iceborne, I went Rathian until I got the pink Rathian and I just poisoned everything. I'm spinning a sword blade through a monster, I'm going to go for poison. I'm going to get that poison build up, I'm going to get that poison duration. I am going to let the ticks do the damage. I think people have been overcritical on this game, saying, oh, what's the point in the end game, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, sure, right? The end game's not here yet, right? This is high rank. You hit a certain point in any game. I mean, I'm only rank 152, right? I finish a story. I'm still grinding. I'm still making weird weapon sets. There's more weird weapon sets I want to make. Do I use the Artian? Yes, I've got the Artian Charge Blade. I have an Artian Insect Glaive that, to be honest with you, I very rarely use the Artian Insect Glaive. I use it every now and then, but not often enough. But to say the game has no end game and then twist about it not having an end game, or twist about it being more accessible to other players because this is an easier title. There's not a lot in this game that is as difficult as it was, but the fact that I see people comparing and complaining, like the Arch-Tempered Raid Dow was a perfect example. People were complaining that Arch-Tempered Raid Dow, whereas yes, it was difficult, it wasn't difficult enough. People were comparing them to Arch-Tempered Nergigante, Arch-Tempered Velkhana. It's like, World didn't drop Arch-Tempered Nergigante as its first Arch-Tempered monster, just like Iceborne didn't drop Velkhana as its first Arch-Tempered. Like, we need that, we need that build up to that Arch-Tempered one, them big Arch-Tempered monsters. I know for a fact the same people that were complaining that wasn't hard enough, that either gonna absolutely adore Arch-Tempered Archveld and Zoshir if it ever happens. But some of them are going to absolutely detest Zoshir and Archveld because they're going to be too difficult. A lot of people within the first month or two of this game on release were exploiting to get decorations and then complaining that there was nothing to do in the game. And it's like, well, yeah, you've just robbed yourself of the end game, of the grind. That's what we play for. We play for that grind, that end game. Going on that fun, checking them decorations to see if we've got what we want. Have we been shafted again, as is very typical? But I don't miss having to spend hours and hours like I did in World, having to build sets and grind the decorations. I do like the fact it's a bit easier. I do like the fact that because it's easier, I get to spend my time and effort elsewhere. I'm not trying to play this half asleep in the middle of the night while just to keep caught up, or just to be caught up and stay on top of something that I enjoy playing. I enjoy the casual aspect of it. I enjoy not having to sit there and be like, right, I've got this and this, and it's going to take us X amount of hunts. Like, yes, being able to see obviously what monsters can drop and save investigations for guaranteed jewels, I think is absolutely fantastic. Do I think it's a bad thing? Possibly. But I enjoy it. I can sit there and go, right, that's a Wyvern gem. I don't need one at the minute. Yep. I'll keep it there. It might come in handy in the future. Oh, there's a beast gem there, our champion. I mean, I've got a Jinder Had and a Mizuzune save that aren't even tempered because I'm guaranteed an ice gem and a Mizuzune water gem. Because that means being able to say that now stops me from having to spend 4, 5, 6, 7 hunts, however many hunts it may take, to go and get the look I need on that gem. There's no longer, I don't have to worry about the 20% tail card and the chance of a plate or a gem. If I can guarantee it, I'm going to guarantee it, because then I can get made what I want to make and then move straight on to the next one. It opens up more time to be able to make and test and play different styles and different sets. There's still so many different styles and sets I want to play now, and I'm a HR 152. I'm just going around killing things now just for fun. But there's more I want to make, there's more I want to test, there's different things I want to do. And it's not going to take us as long to do that now as it would have previously. I mean, am I looking forward to a possible DLC in the future? 100%. I'm looking forward to the title update coming. I'm looking forward to finding a new monster, a new set to farm out, a new weapons to make, possibility of new skills, maybe it's a new Arch-Tempered, anything that's gonna give me that next big hit for something that I want to do. Now, do I like this system of being able to save as investigations or begin field surveys? Not 100%. I'm not as keen on this as everything else. Do I think it's a bad thing? No. Do I miss having to go and... I didn't mean to say that's investigation, whatever. Do I miss having to go and find monster tracks and whatnot to be able to get these investigations and find these monsters? And yeah, sure, I miss that aspect. I don't miss the egg transport, and I hated the egg transporting. Do I regret not? Do I miss not having somewhere to store endemic like that? Absolutely. 100%. Absolutely. Do I miss the end game grind? The long, drawn out grind just to go play an armor set or a skill or a weapon that I want to play and I want to test that might be absolutely useless, but I'm not going to know until I've spent X amount of time hunting for it. Or would I rather make that quicker and expedite it by being able to see what I can get as rewards? 100% I'm going to choose that option every day of the week. I do not mind Monster Hunter being a more accessible game and having a bigger player base. The only thing is, I think a lot of newer players have seen Monster Hunter coming out and like, oh, well, I'll get World and Iceborne and I'll see what it's like before Wilds comes out, and then they're looking at it and they're like, well, this isn't anywhere near what the previous title had. Like, what are they doing? Why is it so lackluster? Because obviously, as with every game now, the game is not finished until the DLC is released. Once the DLC comes out, yeah, sure, you've got a fully released game. Do I like them doing that? No. Is that going to stop any game company from doing it? Not a chance. This is just how it is now. And I think it's more us as older gamers are going to have to accept that. I don't think this affects the younger gamers, the younger generations, as much as it does the older gamers where we were used to paying 30, 40, 50 pounds. As obviously games went on and got further up the you know, further the pricing range with newer gen consoles and whatnot. We were used to getting, we buy a game, once we bought that game, we had the full game. There was very rarely that anything was ever added. Now, do we let that cloud our judgment a little sometimes? 100% we do. And I know for a fact we do. There isn't a game my age out there that doesn't let that cloud his judgment on what they think makes a game good. Right? Like we just have to accept. Even I have to learn to accept that games now are not going to come out with everything there and then. There is going to be updates, there is going to be title updates, there is going to be DLC. It's going to happen. I just have to get my brain over that. I love being underneath of Subaru, by the way. Just completely unrelated subject there, but I think the underneath of Subaru is absolutely beautiful. I know that has nothing to do with anything, but Wilds, like you say, Wilds, it's in a weird place. It's not in a bad place, but it's not in a good place. And some people saying, oh, well, you know, they've done this for the newer player base, blah blah blah. Like it's what they've done to try and attract a newer player base isn't a bad thing. You know, they kind of just keep making everything the way that they used to make it 10, 15, 20 years ago. Right? They have to be innovative. They have to keep up with what other game companies are doing and what people want. Absolutely nobody wants a game that the end of it is grinding. And I know I've seen a lot of videos and I've heard a lot of people talking and they're like, oh well, that's just because people aren't used to playing RPGs. It's like, aye, fair enough, right? RPGs are a massive grind fest, right? I've played more than my fair share of RPGs. And yes, they are a grind fest. And yes, if you are into that type of thing, then you're going to enjoy it. But as a family man, do I have time now to sit there and grind out and grind in a game? 100% I don't. Absolutely not. I've got no time whatsoever to be sat there thinking, oh well, I'll just jump on this and I'll get X amount grinded out and I'll get this and that, and like, no. Nice shock trap. Like, I don't have that time. You know? And I think it's... Where am I? Oh, I'm going into the abyss. I was like, what the hell? I think it's 100% fair to have the game so that I don't have to spend all that time grinding anymore, right? Make it easier for us, which, I mean, obviously Capcom 100% have with this. Just because a game was a certain way does not mean it has to stay that way. Things do need to change, and things are going to change as time progresses. Some of these, are these changes for the better? No. But at the same time, have any of these changes made the game worse? They've made the game easier, but whether or not that equates to making it worse is entirely up to you. You get the enjoyment out of the game that you get. I enjoyed grinding for hours in World and earlier titles of Monster Hunter to make my equipment. I enjoy not having to grind for them just as much now. I enjoyed the turn-based combat of Final Fantasy, the actual turn-based. I enjoy the more open world hack and slash. I enjoy a mixture of the two. I'm happy to play them as long as the game is still good and it still entertains me. I think that's what a lot of people forget. Especially with this game being, obviously, like I say, it's a lot more accessible. It doesn't make it a bad thing to be more accessible. If anything, I'd say it's the complete opposite, to be honest with you. A more accessible game is 100% better for Monster Hunter and the community. By Capcom and the Monster Hunter community, I should say. The more accessible it is, the more people are playing it, the more chance you've got of hunting that monster with assistance, the more chance you have of being able to just jump on and just be like, alright, I want to go kill X monster, and X monster. I don't know, for Daphne C, you want to go on, like, right, I want to fight a Gormagala, I want to fight a Nudra, I want to fight a Mizutsunya. Like, great. We've got 3 people hunting Mizutsunya on one server, there's a couple of people doing Gormagalas. There's always going to be somebody hunting them monsters because the game's more accessible and more people are playing it. But to sit there and go, oh, it's easier now, that's a bad thing. My Monster Hunter games need to be hard. Life's hard enough, right? Games are meant to be easy. Games are meant to be fun. And I don't know if it's just the competitiveness in people or some people. I mean, I'm not saying this is all Monster Hunter players or all Monster Hunter CCs, right? That would be unfair, right? It's not everybody. Everyone's entitled to feel how they want to feel, right? I don't think anything that Capcom's done with this game is a bad idea or a bad decision, right? I enjoy this game the way it plays, as do many other people. Performance issues, like I said at the beginning, yeah, sure, that's a huge pain, but I've played enough games on PC to know that performance issues always are and always will be a problem. There isn't a single game that doesn't have a performance issue on PC. I mean, even Final Fantasy 13, years after the game came out, was ported to PC. And you have to install 2 patches to play that game at even 60 FPS or 30 FPS without crashes, which is ridiculous. But it's what we're used to. I mean, Dragon's Dogma was another perfect example. That game still has performance issues. That game still sucks. Right, the game doesn't suck, right? I absolutely love the game, right? I love Dragon's Dogma. I love Dragon's Dogma too. But the issues in that game, as far as performance goes, and the fact that I've got to turn certain settings off to be able to play the game smoothly, is ridiculous. But it could be worse. It could always be worse. And thankfully, it's not as bad as it used to be. They do release things that every now and then make it a little bit better. Ooh, sorry. Make it a little bit better, make it a little bit more worth playing. Yeah, I think we'll go doing it for a little bit. As I will later. Right? I'm gonna sit here and go, oh no, this game is terrible, it's been badly ported. Like, no. The story's good. If I enjoy the IP, I enjoy the game. What difference does it make what the port's like? Or what the system issues are? I'm still going to play that game at the end of the day. I'm still going to enjoy that game. Like, yeah, the layered weapon's going to land in this game, and I'm going to be like a kid. I'm going to be like a kid at Christmas. There's so many layered weapons that I would like to have. I will have a different layered weapon setup on every single charge blade build I make, or insect glaive build, or longsword, dual blade, sword and shield, hammer. I will have a different layered weapon and a different armor appearance. Everything will match. I will take the true end game of Monster Hunter, which is Fashion Hunter, and I will do it. But this game is so heavily criticized by players for certain things that are so easy to ignore. It's so easy to remember that other Monster Hunter games were exactly the same when they came out. Right, like I say, I played World from the start of World, right? First major roadblock on World, right, was Anjanath, Rathalos, Diablos in low rank, and it was exactly the same. I mean, high rank was MHW was a foot, and that was a shock to the system. Master rank though, right, you blew through Master rank, because by the time Master rank comes out, you have your builds ready. What stops you with Master rank is the fact that they have an alcohol problem. Last time it's that Master rank comes out, chucks at you is completely different to what you are used to. You get hit with the, not just the increase in health and weakness of the monsters, it's having to re-farm new equipment, base equipment that's slightly under your fully upgraded armor level. The grind in the Monster Hunter comes in the Master ranks, in the G ranks. All this now, yeah, sure, right? It's cool. I'm out here, you know, I'm working towards maxing out all my armor for my different sets. I'll say, look, level 4 numinous overlay, right? Beautiful. Come Master rank, even to max out, that'll be completely useless because it'll get replaced with the first monster that I fight that's either new or an updated version of a Master rank monster. For the gem slots, for the skills, anything like that, it will be instantly replaced. But what won't be replaced is the Shredder. The Shredder will always remain. No, I'm joking. What won't be replaced, obviously, is the Fashion Hunter, right? It's always Fashion Hunter. There's nothing else that it's ever going to be. High rank and Master rank grind is Fashion Hunter. You finish you finish Wilds, right? You're out there looking for your decorations. Handicraft guard, could be something else, but I've got it for offensive guard, artillery, and load shells. It's just whatever. Recovery speed, not interested in. Burst, it's useful as burst level 2. Could be not a necessity. Counter strike, not a necessity. Coalescence, don't need. Elemental absorption, pointless. But is this set going to change? Are my other sets going to be any different? I mean, I've got what? I've got a raid down power. And the one I'm using at the minute is obviously this one, right? It's so comfort. I swapped a burst for a weakness exploit. That's why it looks slightly different there. I've got the Akuma set, right? I've a lot of fun just bobbing about sometimes just playing as Akuma. It's a collab. Everyone enjoys collabs. Raid down set. Centered around latent power and burst. That's it. A little bit of weakness exploit, maximum might. As much damage as I can put out in one go. The defense is a lot lower than that set. And I've got a Zoa, I've got a weakness exploit agitated build, which on paper probably does so much better than Zoa Comfort as far as damage output goes. But Zoa Comfort is built for comfort. It's near enough the same. Agitator, weakness, maximum might, weakness, agitator, antivirus because it uses the gore pieces. All Zoa Comfort has is it gives us that maximum might. All three of these sets can be used to beat any 8-star monster in this game, any regular monster in this game, right? These sets will beat it. Yeah, sure, right? You might die once or twice. Become master rank. Yeah, sure, those sets will still be usable. But are they going to be long-term usable for master rank? Of course not. And that's when the grind starts. You're looking for them monsters in master rank. You're looking for the new decorations. You're looking for everything that you can upgrade. But the grind in this game is different. High-end grind in this game, in my personal opinion, it's not for the armor. You know, we get tickets out the wazoo. I've got 26 Mizuzune tickets, right? I'm not going to make 26 chest pieces. I'm not going to make 26 clothes. I'm not going to make 26 boots. What we're grinding for in this end game is hunter symbols. And you can see that. I mean, look how many hunter symbol 3s are needed for weapons. Mizu, Zoa, Gore, even hunter symbols 1 and 2. That's what we're that is the end game. That is what we're after. If you want to build more than one set. See, I wanted to go now and build dual blades, right? I need all those hunter tickets again. To build end game. Ooh, sorry. Ooh, sleepy. To build them end game dual blades, I need those hunter tickets again. So I'm back out there. I'm grinding, trying to get those hunter symbols. That's where the grind comes in. You want a sword and shield set? Ah, well, best get back out there after you've made your other set and hunt them high ranking tempered monsters to get those hunter symbols. A lot of people just think, oh well, the game's done. What's the end game? Oh, there's no big bad boss constantly there for us to fight. There's only Zoshea, and I've already got everything I need from Zoshea. So what am I going to waste my time fighting Zoshea for again? I say that's not the point. That's not what the end game of Monster Hunter is. The grind. It just so happens that the grind now has been simplified to quests like this. Why would I go out of my way to fight, say, I'm trying to find a good quest here as an example, right? Right, why would I go out my way here, right, to fight? I don't know, we're going to go Yankutku, right? Two different levels of armor sphere drops. Of armor dual drops. One weapon. 2 random pieces of materials, right? Why would I do that for a fire weapon that I'm not going to use, or that is going to be weaker than going and grinding that aswell here at Barmy. Getting those high-end artian materials to craft into into my endgame weapons. I mean, especially as a dual blade main, right? I want fire, I want water, I want thunder, I want ice, I want dragon. Everyone wants paralysis, blast, right? But I need those parts to then make it. See, I mean, there we go, right? I can make a fire set there. Good attack, decent affinity, good element, right? I can forge it. But I think where they're really screwed up is the reinforcing. Now, I haven't got the charge blade I want. Sorry, I need one of those attacks swapped with an affinity. But I have no way of doing that apart from getting lucky. That's all I can do is hope and pray. Yeah, sure, I can dismantle and get the mats back, but do I really want to sit here all day doing that? That's the grind. Oh, you run out of parts for us? Best go out there and get yourself something hunted that has parts as he looks, and absolutely nothing here that has any parts. There we go, the Balahara Chatacabra. You're a lower high rank. Let's go out and get that hunted so I can come back and I can try again. That is the grind. That and the armor sets, like, get your skills the way you want them. Your polygon equipment, right? You can't neglect your polygon.
What are we making today?
Talismans is another one, right? That's another big grind one. I mean, look at that. I need what? 5, 10, 15, 20 level 300 symbols with what? 3, 6, 9. With 9 level 300 symbols. Plus the gems. I mean, the Exploiter Charm, I still need the Guardian Wrath gem. Or an Arkveld gem, I still need other Arkveld gems. Now, yes, I can sit here like anybody can, and I can just turn around and go, I'm just going to pop a portable barbecue grill down. I'm just going to click rest. I'm going to change it everything to plenty during the day. I'm going to pass time, and I'm going to see if the monster turned up that I can save as an investigation that's going to give me that gem drop. Where's the fun in that though? Right? That's the thing. There is no fun in that. But does it make the grind easier if you've just got a 10-hour shift at work? You can just do that and just go, let's have a look. Bam. There's an Uthderhunter Rathian and an Arkveld Rathian straight away there that have amazing drop. There's a Mizazuni Guardian Rathalos there that has amazing drops. As far as obviously, when I've looked at there, the ancient weapon rarity service is what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's 14 relic parts, plus what you can carve, plus your hunter symbols. What about this one down here? Was this one the same? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. That's 18 relic drops, plus 4 armor. Plus a chance of carving what you need. Do I wish the wound mechanic was better handled? Yes. Honestly, I really do. I think the wound mechanic could have been so much better if the wounds were a little harder to make. The way the wounds are now, it makes running the flare skill completely optional, where you have no need to use flare whatsoever. Hey, that's great hibiscus I needed. We have absolutely no reason whatsoever to run the flare skill, right? It's doing nothing for us at this point in time. We do not need it. Wounds are plenty. Now, obviously, with the new 8-star temple monsters, and obviously, hopefully, newer temple monsters when they come out, and arch-tempered, and whatever else they may decide to release in the future, they are making them harder to wound now, which is great.
Well, what can I do for you?
But I'm still not going to run the flare skill. I am just going to perfect block to get my picture cutter out. That's all it is. I'm never running flare to make those wounds easier accessible. What's the point? I'm not gonna. Nobody's gonna use the niche skill. But that's what they're wanting you to do, and that's another big issue that I have. One of the big issues I have with this game is that skill. I mean, we can go have a look at it. I said I don't have a lot of issues with this game really. Right, tenderizer 3 there. Where are we at? Fourier. No, not Fourier. Flare. There it is. Flare. Right. So makes it easier to inflict wounds and deals extra non-elemental damage upon build-up. Right. Doesn't tell you how much, but it makes it significantly at level 5 significantly easier to inflict wounds. Deals much more damage, much more additional non-elemental damage. Right. Now, I don't like this skill. I do want to build a set that tests this skill with different things. I think this skill could be really useful, or Charge Blade perhaps. I still don't like it. Like Fourier. Fourier is a great skill. There's monsters that are poisoned or paralyzed. Everybody in the mom is running paralysis. Nobody runs poison, which in my opinion I think is slightly better. The ticks you can get off monsters, but arch-tempered, especially from G and Master Rank, poison is unbelievably good, in my opinion. Paralysis is also good. But am I going to run triple Fourier duels to get an extra 15 attack and 20% affinity? And latent power and agitator and tenderizer is so much better. Even as far as counter is better. An extra 25 attack on top of counter, and then just chuck in maximum might. And that's what level 3 dual slots taking up. But you're going to be getting more bang for your buck by slotting them in and getting rid of some of maybe the utility of your set than you are by running some of the new and more niche skills. See, I will 100% build and test a flare set. I think come the next Arch-Tempered, I think a flare set's going to be really, really good. Just because of the way they've made it harder to get the wound pop now. On like I say, obviously the Arch-Tempereds and the Tempereds. I think having flare at that point in time, that's going to be fantastic. Burst is another good skill. Will I run level 5 burst outside of one build that I've got because I can't slot anything else in? No, absolutely not. Would I ever consider it? Not at all. And the problem isn't the skills. I mean, like the guild is peak constitution 40 on everything, plus water level 3, 5 level 3 deco slots, right? Guildies could be really good if you didn't look like what's her face. But I mean, I'm waffling here, right? I'll 100% admit I'm waffling here. It's like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, right? Like, I love the set bonus. Like, the set bonuses are fantastic, right? I haven't actually looked at the set bonus in a long time, right? This one doesn't actually have a set bonus, so let's see. Guardian Archveld, right? Guardian Archveld has a set bonus. We're skill info here. We get Archveld's Vitality, which you get wound on a weakness pot. On a wound, you get health on a wound pot. And you've already got level 4 flare and level 4 weakness exploit, but the rest of the skills suck. Guardian's Protection is great if you're fighting in Wyveria or at the... It does work where you fight Zoshir at the Dragon Torch. that actually will fuck there because you are still technically in Wyveria. But I think a lot of hate on this game is just coming from people who are obviously, like everyone else, they're used to how the older Monster Hunters played, right? And yeah, sure, the grind was fun, right? We all enjoyed the grind. It was what made the game entertaining. But as we get older, you know, we work, we have families, we kids, we're going out places, we got pets to walk, taste to make, housework to do. We don't have that time anymore to just sit there. We don't have that luxury to just sit there and grind. The last thing you want to be doing, you've done a 10, 12-hour shift of work, is come home and spend 4 or 5 hours grinding trying to make one armor set and weapon set. When you can come home and do it within an hour and actually feel like you've accomplished something. That's just because I'm getting older that I'm saying this. But I think that's the right change. The biggest thing that needs fixing in this game, I'm going to end this video on, is the performance issues on PC. The fact that, I mean, my adrenaline's on. Obviously, I've got AMD, so obviously I've got adrenaline. I'm getting, I think it's like 250 frames I average in 1080p. And obviously these are my settings. Should I have to have them set up this way? No, 100% I should not. I'd have an uncapped frame rate. And I've got AMD FSR on. Obviously I've got everything set. Frame generation's on. AMD native for me thing. But I'm also running the 16 gig graphics card, so my VRAM usage isn't as bad. I have everything but texture quality on the highest, because, like, I mean, let's be honest, right? There's not much difference apart from a little bit of shadow. I'm not that interested. Everything else is whacked right up, and I have very few issues as far as what other people are seeing. Unfortunately, I think as far as PC gaming goes, that is going to be the next step. Is frame generation in games is going to be massive. AMD's doing it. I mean, the video cards are practically tailored towards AI frame generation at this moment in time. AMD's going the same way, and it's a weird place to be in. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a bad thing. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a good thing. If it helps the game to run smoother on my end, I'm all for it. My biggest gripe is the amount of video memory that I need to run these games. That is what's getting ridiculous. I'm using 8 gig of a 16 gig card just to be able to load going around the corner, just to remember where those pixels are supposed to be. Now, I don't think it should take anywhere near as much. But game recommendations are getting absolutely silly as far as cards and RAM and processing power is actually going at the moment. And it's only going to get worse as games get better, as the technology gets better. No longer are we running around as pixels, as blurry pixels. We are high definition pixels. But I mean, yeah, that's really what I just wanted to get my 2 cents in there. What's going on with the Steam version of this game, as well as what a few other people are saying about it, and the complaints that they seem to have, how everyone seems to have. I'm not going to, like I say, I'm not going to sit here and defend Capcom. They've done some really bad things with this game. Excuse me. But not all of it is bad. I think some of it is still, it's still a step in the right direction. It's just whether or not you listen to the overwhelming majority of people saying that this game is bad and that you shouldn't play this game. Right? It's not a bad game. Once the next title update comes out in June, people are already looking at it on the Facebook and the Twitter, and they're saying, "Oh, well, this is great. One day hunting a new monster, and I'll put the game down again for 3 months till the next title update." And it's like, wait, what's the point? Don't bother picking the game up just to hunt one monster. If you're that pessimistic, just put the game down and leave it down. Right? There's players out there like I'm looking forward to the next title update. They're hitting at monsters, plural, more than one. We get laggy. Maybe it's a tempered donor, an arch tempered donor. Might even give us another new monster. Hopefully not in the forest this time, like Macedonia and laggy. You know, bring us a great Yagras. Bring me a great Yagras to the plains. Let me see Chatakafra in a great Yagras fight. Give me something that I can sink me teeth into. I'm gonna sink my teeth into it anyway. I mean, let's be honest, right? I've put silly hours into this game, and a lot of it's just me spent running around, just admiring how nice the game looks and fishing and capturing the endemic life. A lot of people come on and they're right, I'm just gonna go kill this monster, I'm gonna do this story, and they get to the end and go, well, what am I supposed to do now? It's like, well, go get the endemic life, go fish, go build your sets. Don't just put the game down and wait for the next title update to reinstall it and go back on and play it and say, oh, well, I'm done now, boom. It's a bad game, I'm putting it away again and then come back on. And that's stupid, right? That really defeats the object. I know this video might not have been very concise and everything might be a bit all over the place. But I just wanted to get something out there on what my thoughts and feelings were towards how this game is going at the moment. But I am really excited for where this game is headed. Obviously, I think J rank, Master rank, whichever one they decide to call it this time, I think it's going to be a massive wake-up call to newer players that are twisting that there's no end game, there's no real difficulty. I mean, we're getting a Latian level or a Fatalis level, anything towards the end of this game's life, and everyone knows it. Doesn't matter how good you were a world, you can go into Fatalis, and if he decided he didn't want to fucking die that game, you were just getting swept. Everybody was. It was ridiculous. But then the other problem comes with what we've got now. It's everyone's going to build the big end game set, and then complain the game's too easy because they're running the best set and they don't want to take off the best gear. They don't want to get rid of the high defense and the high attack to maybe mess around with something else. And it's a shame that a lot of people just get locked in that mindset of like, oh, this is the best, I've got to use this, but then it's boring because everything dies so quick and they can't hurt me. It's like, change it up. Change your play style, change it up, do something different. Like, I want to make a really ridiculous charge blade that's purely just guard up, defense up, right? I just want to be able to stand in front of a monster with my shield out, like a lance or a gun lance, and just say no. I just want to see them going ting, 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 ting. They have very little damage, but just stand there as a wall with a charge blade. Like a paladin. I think I'm going to do that once I finish the 8-star Apexes. I think I'm going to do a weird janky paladin. But this video's gone on long enough. It's a lot longer than I would have liked to do, to be honest with you. But I said a lot I wanted to say and a lot I wanted to get out there. I might have doubled back on a lot of points and said a lot of things over again. But yeah, I think I pretty much covered what I wanted to say. So, if anybody has any thoughts or would like to discuss anything further in the comments, please feel free to do so. This is a safe space. Doesn't matter what it is. You can come in and say your thoughts on this and that were completely utterly shit because it looks more like this. Look, I'll look at it. I'll take it into account. I'll consider it. Who knows, right? Get into a healthy discussion. But for now, this is Daddy Gladdy signing off. Have a good day.